Okay, class, so I want to show you how to create a Google site if you're not familiar with it. You can just make sure you're logged in on your Chrome bar to your UTC account here. That will make it easier in the long run. And then once you're in there, all you have to do is go to sites.new. Sites are actually a great way to engage with students too in sharing their learning where they can create their own sites. So once you're in sites, I'm going to go back over to this page because I've already got one open. You're going to click blank to start a new site. And here you're going to say introduction, because you're creating your e-portfolio. And what that is just a place for you to reflect on what you've been working on for the entire year. But also, it might be something you want to share with other educators and possible even potential employers and what you know and have learned about it. So here you're going to talk a little about your views on EdTech and what this portfolio is about. And then you're going to start making pages. The first assignment, what you're going to do is just create the bare bones of every single assignment that is out there. So if you go into this assignment, down at the bottom, I have attached a document that tells you each page and what it needs to be. But we'll just start. So I'll have the teaching profile. And then when that's due, you'll just add it there as well. It's easier, I've found, if you do it along the way instead of waiting to the end to get this done. That's the reason I'm suggesting you do it now, to create the bare bones and just drop it in as you get it done. The big thing that people forget to do is when they upload this into the Google site, which I'll show you how to do that in just a bit, they forget to change the settings of the Google Doc or the slide, and I don't have access to it, so I can't give you a grade on that. And if I can't give you a grade, that's points taken off. So make sure that you have gone into the sharings to make sure that I have access to everything. Where it says choice board, which is one of your assignments, that'll actually probably be named something else based on what you chose. Journal review. Lesson plan. And here I would actually suggest making a subpage because this next assignment supports that lesson plan. Student creation assignment. And maybe even, depending on how you want to do it, you might even want to do subpages of that where you've got your sample, and also the rubric that supports the grading of that assignment. All right, and then I'm going back over here to the main level of creating a new page. Oops, if I don't want a subpage, I'm going to go back here. Now I'm going to if you accidentally make one, you can just delete it. And also, my suggestion would be go back to home, then start adding again. So we were at that. So we're at goals for teaching with technology. And I'm going to add group wiki, which will not be called a group wiki, but whatever thing your group decided to look into, that will be the name there. EdTech for engagement video. And curation for media literacy. And then lastly, you'll have your final course reflection. And your final course reflection is due the same day that this ePortfolio is due. So you can look through here and you can now see that I have things where I want them. Now, it may make more sense that your final course reflection isn't at the very top. So you can actually move things around by dragging and dropping the words to where you want it to be. So I can just, if you set that up in the way that you want it to be, but just make sure that all the assignments listed here are part of your ePortfolio. I do not need to see your KWL chart, but everything else basically is going to be a part of this. So once I have created it and what I want it to look like, and I want to start adding. So let's say that I have already done my teaching profile, which makes sense for it to be up here. I'm going to click on my teaching profile, and when I come down here and double click, I have the ability to put in text, to do an image, to upload a document. So if you're using Microsoft Office, that might be your best way to embed these. Or if you're using Google Docs, which are Google Drive the whole time, you can just pull it from there to go get it, or you can actually embed it however you want to. I can also set up themes. So if I want it to be a different color, let's say I am actually looking for a job and the school colors are purple and gold. Why not change it to match it to grab the attention? I can change these across the board, and you can do that most certainly. I can set up the pages here and how they look. If I wanted to change something there, I can do that as well. And then once I have got that, at this point, all I want is the bare bones. I do not need you to start putting things in. I just want you to start getting it ready so that you can drop it in as you go. Remember that if I'm going to go use a Google Doc for my teaching profile, I need to make sure that I've made the settings where I as the professor has access to those settings. So you're going to need to share it with my qgn747@mox.utc.edu Gmail account, or you're going to have to make it where it's just open to the public, which I suggest doing it that way, because if you ever want to share it again, that way everyone has access to it and you don't have to worry about it. Then you're going to publish it. And once it's published, it gets an email address, or gets its own web address. So you can actually decide what you want it to be. And let's say I might call this EDUC 5750. And then Davis. And I'll publish it. And what you're going to do with me is you're going to then share it with me here, which seems to take a while, by going to qgn747@mox.utc.edu. You're also right here. This is your published link. So you're going to copy that link and you're going to add that link to your assignment that is due on Module 2. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at julie-davis01@utc.edu. And I hope that this makes it pretty easy. It's a great way to have students share, but also a way for you to share.